Honorable Director Professor B.K. Mishra, students, teaching and non-teaching members, and family members who have joined us here, both physically and virtually, to celebrate the independence of our nation. Good morning and happy Independence Day to all of you. On behalf of our institute, let me extend a warm welcome to all of you on this joyous occasion. I can sense the devotion and patriotism in the air as we celebrate 75 illustrious years of freedom from the British Raj. Freedom is not a gift. It must be embraced, preserved, and passed on to future generations. Freedom demands sacrifice. It is not something we obtain once and then forget about. A national flag is a representation of the pride and ideals of our country. As it gracefully waves, we feel honored and fortunate to be its followers. Without further ado, let us begin the flag hoisting ceremony. I would like to request our director, Professor B.K. Mishra, to hoist the flag. Everyone may be seated. Now, may I request our director to kindly share his thoughts with all of us today. Please join me in welcoming Professor B.K. Mishra to address the gathering.
Thank you. First of all, it's a privilege for me to stand here before you and address on this special occasion. First, my heartiest greetings to all of you on the occasion of 75th Independence Day. The Independence Day is being celebrated this year as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which covers a series of events that are being organized by the government to commemorate the 75th anniversary of India's independence. The Mahotsav is being celebrated as a Jan Utsav in the spirit of Jan Bhagidari. It covers a range of activities from arts and music to Atmanirbhar Bharat. It is a great opportunity for all of us to reconnect with our past, a past covering the freedom struggle, which is an inspiring chapter in our splendid saga. In this 75th year of independence, let us rediscover the values that scripted our glorious national movement. We recall the important moments in the freedom struggle, like the first war of Indian independence in 1857, Mahatma Gandhi's return from abroad, reminding the nation of the power of Satyagraha, the call for complete independence by Lokmanya Tilak, the daily march of Azad Hind Fauj led by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and Quit India movement of August 8, 1942. Many more in between. The work of continuously awakening this flame of the freedom movement in every direction, in every region was quite important and done by many freedom fighters in every corner of the country. Today, we are an independent country celebrating 75th year of independence, and we are proud of our constitution and democratic traditions. So why this Har Ghar Tiranga, or why the tricolor? Nothing represents the idea and ideals of India better than the national flag. It is not only representing our country and its values, but it is also held in high esteem, for it reminds us of the sacrifices of the people who ensured our flag doesn't fall. It is unifying force, and we must unite as one big family under the Tiranga to mark 75 years of our existence as a democratic republic. If the flag falls, in a war, then the war is lost. And in Puri, where Jagannath temple is there, if the flag falls, there is ominous sign of some calamity that's going to come. So it's held high, even in case of trading or wherever you go. Flag represents the community, the spirit of achievements, and everything else surrounding that. Today, this is 75th years of our independence, and at my age, I would like to recall few events. Uh, my personal experience, I would like to share with you. I mean, there are many, but my top 10 events that I recall. When I was a kid, I saw Mrs. Indira Gandhi from roadside on February 9th, 1967 in Bhubaneswar. What happened after that, you can read in the newspaper. Uh, you know, mm, uh, so that was February 9th, 1967. I was very excited. She was in the car and I saw it from the roadside. Then the Indo-Pak War, if you recall, in 1971, we all bought Locula. That was a conjunctivitis eye drop, and it was spreading very fast, never before. Then came when I was preparing for my exams for IIT and NIT exams, then came emergency, and that lasted from 1975 to 1977. Then all of us got thrilled when Kapil Dev brought World Cup cricket in 1983. Then, of course, Rakesh Sharma's maiden space journey in 1984. July 24, 1991, although I was not in India, but that made headlines in the United States. Uh, Sri Manmohan Singh, the then Finance Minister of India, presented a landmark budget ushering in a new dawn for the Indian economy. So everything opened up, all of you know that. Then another event I remember was the Honorable Prime Minister Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji visited IIT Kanpur on 1st October 2003. I still remember his speech, and I have told several of you how he compared his stay in PPN college and his being invited to IIT Kanpur in his own style. Then came November 8, very recently, 2016 demonetization. I was in a long queue in Delhi to collect my money to go to airport, and that all of us, we will remember that. Then with pride we witnessed surgical strike in February 2019. That was a first in India. Then of course this event the fact that so many of you have come here and listening to me is the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Har Ghar Tiranga, and the associated fervor. It is heartening to see that our people are participating so enthusiastically in a variety of events and programs organized to commemorate the landmark year across the country, and that's beamed in television. So these are basically what I recall and which I will remember for years to come. These are top 10 events. There are, of course, many will come, but they may not be so positive, and so therefore I have listed only these 10. 2014, then let's start from there, marks the turning point in the nature of our growth and prosperity from within as well as perception of India from outside. The course of our history got impacted after the electorate bestowed a mandate on Sri Narendra Modi ji, a leader portrayed by his personal sense of determination and belief that aligned with Swami Vivekananda. We'll have him here surely when we have our land and we start building our campus. In 2014, India experienced a change of direction whose effects are only felt now. India has taken a giant leaps in the space program, made strategic shift in the defense and foreign policies, revamping the railways, building highways at the highest pace ever, massive infrastructure work at various levels on competitive basis, making the entire nation as one market, taking a lead in addressing issues relating to climate change and attempting to make Mahatma Gandhi's vision a reality. A lot has happened since 2014. Talking about climate change, at the COP26, our Prime Minister declared a five-fold strategy termed as Panchamruta to achieve net zero emission by 2070, and I'm quite passionate about that. That's why I'm mentioning it here. This is a must, as climate change is perhaps the greatest threat to our survival on this planet. The 5 points that Prime Minister outlined are: India will get its non-fossil energy capacity to 500 gigawatt by 2030, meet 50% of its energy requirements from renewable energy by 2030. India will reduce the total projected carbon emission by 1 billion tons from now onwards till 2030. By 2030, will reduce the carbon intensity of the economy less than 45%. Therefore, by the year 2070, India will achieve the target of net zero. So this is the target. There is a huge need to grow our economy and to meet the energy needs of millions of people. A carbon dioxide emission accumulate in the atmosphere, it forces temperatures to rise, all of you know that, and India has committed not to add to this burden. There is scope for technology development in this, and we must seize this opportunity. And I have been telling several of my colleagues to work on carbon dioxide, because this is perhaps the most burning problem of our time. In a countrywide survey about people's expectation of what India will achieve in the next 5 years when the country turns 80, close to half of the respondents felt creating enough employment and livelihood opportunities would be the top challenge for the country. And to the state government, we have already mentioned this, that the skill development to help the state in increasing the skill development level will be our primary focus. In this realm, country's expectation from IITs is also quite high, and we must live up to the challenge by bringing renewed focus on our startup ecosystem within and outside. One of the biggest global brands which independent India has produced, and all of you must agree with me, is that called Indian Institute of Technology. I went last time to US. I didn't realize this, and at my place where I studied, and even in University of Chicago, when I mentioned that I am in Indian Institute of Technology, Goa, that feeling, wow, feeling was there. And therefore, as India celebrates 75 years of independence, it's also time to critically evaluate one of our proudest moments. There are three serious issues comes to my mind and that collectively we have to address. One is faculty quality, because there are 23 IITs these days, and the student interest, and then JEE. These are three things. And one is like I know faculty quality because I am struggling here to recruit because I am criticized by not recruiting many people. The reason is that I don't know, not that I don't want to recruit, it's just that we don't get that many people, those who will come to our institute with that quality. The second thing is students. So how can we provide various options that student will not come and tell us that I was not interested in IIT, my parents were interested in that. So the third, you are unable to hear. Yeah, that's the second thing is about students providing enough opportunity to them so that they will do what they do best in IIT, not that they will start complaining all the time that they are here for some extraneous reasons. And lastly, JE, look, we hardly come across a student who didn't go through coaching. And these coaching center people, they are always trying to outsmart us in many different ways. And today with artificial intelligence and machine learning, they can almost read the question setter's mind. So their approach to train students to crack the exam will be much better than the question setter. So we have to rethink and reimagine how we can change this system so that we get a right kind of enrollment through JEE. So how things play out over the next 10 to 20 years is anybody's guess, but it is a crucial period for India. If we are in the right track, taking advantage of the demographic dividend, it's young India, then I have no doubt that India will end up as a world power. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Someone rightly said, gaining knowledge is the first step to wisdom, and sharing it with others is the first step to humanity. Thank you, Professor Mishra, for sharing your valuable knowledge with us today. Now, dear colleagues, with great pleasure and joy, I am happy to share you that IIT Goa's annual report for the financial year 21-22 is poised for release. I cordially invite our Director, Professor B.K. Mishra, the Dean of Academic Program, Professor Sachin D. Kore, the Registrar, Mr. Venkat Rao, to unveil the annual report 21-22. Thank you, everyone. Moving on to prize distribution. IIT Goa graduates have received great placements thus far. including for the 6 months internship. This honor is given in appreciation for the remarkable work of our training and placement officer in helping our students find jobs over the years. Professor B.K. Mishra is happy to present Mrs. Jyoti Singh, the Training and Placement Officer, with a certificate of outstanding performance. Dear all, let's give a big round of applause to Mrs. Jyoti Singh. A design competition was organized by COE Industrial Automation for the UG students. The results for the same will be announced now. The winners are requested to come forward to collect the certificate. A prize money of rupees 5,000 and certificate. Team Boys, Maurya Prabhu and Himanshu Gaonkar. And Maurya. Prize money will be credited to the respective bank account. A prize money of rupees 1,000 and certificate. Team Pandora, Harish M and Jeevit Reddy. Team 2, Aquariga, Sri Krishna Bodle and Jelly Abhiram. Team Aquariga, Sri Krishna Bodle and Jelly Abhiram. Now, as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, our institute has conducted various competitions for the students, faculty and staff members starting from 11th to 14th August 2022. Now is the time to celebrate their achievements. The prize for the winners will be distributed now. Quiz competition for faculty and staff members. First team Mr. Bikram Kumar Singh and Mr. Anand Kumar. Second prize, team Mr. Siddesh Sudarshini and Mr. Rohit Waliv. Third prize, team Mr. Roni Sinha and Mr. Palendra Singh. Elocution for faculty and staff members. First prize, Mr. Bikram Kumar Singh. Second prize, Mr. Dattaraj Gavas. Third prize, Mr. Roni Sinha and Ms. Bhavani. Kalakriti drawing competition for students. First prize, Vaidehi Chaugle. Second prize, Anishka Srivatsava. Third prize, Ananya and Shivam. Alphas poetry competition for students. First prize, Akshara Brijesh. Second prize, Pavitra Soman and Sachin Kumar. Third prize, Aditya Bhagwade. Sachin. Second prize. Smriti photography competition for students. First prize Netra Venkatesh. Second prize Swasti Jain. Third prize K. Jagadish Naidu. Yes.
Okay.
In association with ESL, we have conducted two more events, namely Mantra and Lekhengya. Prizes for those events will be given separately to them. The winners of the competition are Mantra Slogan Writing Competition. First prize, Mr. Manmohan Sevda. Second prize, Mr. Bikram Kumar Singh. The prizes for those events will be given separately. Essay writing competition, first prize, Kota Navya. Second prize, Madhura and Akshara Brijesh. Thank you everyone for your kind cooperation. I must say that this will be a day. I must say that this day will be always remembered. Various games are arranged for those members who are present here to make it more memorable. But before that, let us take a small break and have some sweets.